Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing this look right here. So if you guys want to see how I create this look, then please keep watching. Alright, and before we get started, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and also don't forget to subscribe so that you guys can see my future videos. I try to post 3 times a week, okay? And so far, so good. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Okay, so I'm going to start by moisturizing my face. Mine's a little foggy, it has like condensation on it because I keep mine in a little skincare fridge. But this is the Moisture Trip Omega Rich Moisturizer from Glam Glow. This is so good. I love this moisturizer so much. It's nice and cold. I have oily skin, but I love moisturizer. Love it. I went to a party at the Playboy Mansion a while ago, a few years ago. It was like a pool party, and one of the playmates came up to us and she like came up with a bowl of chips. But anyways, her skin was so nice, and I remember asking her, I'm like, how do you keep your skin so nice? She had like baby skin. She's like, honestly, I put moisturizer on like 10 times a day. So ever since then, I've been super into moisturizer because I want skin like hers. So I'm gonna do my eyebrows now. I like to do my eyebrows before anything else just to get them out of the way because I kind of hate doing my eyebrows. I'm going to use the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter, and I like to brush this through my brow hair. I like to brush like the opposite direction that the hair grows to get those hairs like nice and coated, and then I'll brush through them, and I like to just brush them upwards, and this is just going to help keep these babies in place. I made the mistake of trimming my freaking brow hairs the other day. I trimmed this side in the front. It doesn't look that bad, but they're like all short and spiky now, and I kind of regret it. To fill in my brow, I'm going to use the Benefit Ka-Brow, and I like to use the shade 4.5. My eyebrow hair is a little bit dark. As you can see, my natural hair color is a little bit on the darker side. I like this because the brush comes like in here. See, it's like comes with a brush. Makes it more convenient. And I'm just gonna brush this through my brows just in like the sparse areas. Try not to get too crazy with my brows. I feel like I've been doing them a little too thick lately. I don't know, I just feel like I look a little crazy sometimes. Alright, after my brows, I'm going to use a little bit of concealer. I'm going to use the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer, and I'm just going to use this as some eyelid primer. This is the shade Golden Ivory, in case you were wondering. I feel like if you're using it as an eyelid primer, the shade doesn't really matter, but in case you were wondering, Golden Ivory is the shade that I'm using. And I'm just going to blend this in with my Morphe E8 brush. Sometimes I'll use concealer to like carve out my eyebrows, and then I'll drag it down and use it as eyelid primer, but lately I just feel like my eyebrows been looking too fake, and I feel like when I carve them out with concealer they look even more fake. They look like they're stamped on. I'm trying to get away from that like fake brow look, you know? Alright, for eyeshadow I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay Naked Reloaded palette. And I'm going to dip into, if I can hold this up, I'm going to dip into this shade right here. This is called Buck. I'm sorry, it's called Bucked. And on a big fluffy eyeshadow brush, I am just going to start blending this into my crease, starting at the outer corner of my eyelid. And this is going to act as my transition shade. Okay, once I get that transition shade laid down, I'm going to go back into this palette. I'm going to hit this dark brown shade right here called Endgame. And on my Sigma E25 brush, I'm just going to tap this onto my lid. And I'm going to try to keep this just on my lid. Like bring it right up to my crease, but not beyond. And right now I'm just stamping it on the lid with this eyeshadow brush. I'm not rubbing or blending yet. I'm literally just pressing the shadow onto the lid. I'm trying to be super precise with my placement right now. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm kind of avoiding the inner corner of my eye. I'm focusing this right up to about 3/4 of the way in, and I'm avoiding that inner corner. I'm going to go back in with the fluffy shadow brush that I used to apply the transition shade, and I'm going to use whatever product is left to just blend this crease area. So I'm going to blend that darker shadow into the transition shade right at the crease using this big fluffy eyeshadow brush, just so there's no harsh lines and that everything blends together seamlessly. Alright, now we're going to add a little bit of color, and I'm going to use the Kristen Leanne Urban Decay palette. This is the Kaleidoscope Dream eyeshadow palette. Alright, so I'm going to dip into this shade. This is a green shade. It's called Lime Time. I'm going to use this large eyeshadow brush from Wet n Wild. You can use any eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to press this into the inner corner of my eyelid. And depending on how much color or how intense or crazy you like it, you can apply this, you know, to the whole area right here, or you can keep it small like I am. Just depends on you and what you like. I'm gonna alternate between my finger and the brush too, because this is a shimmery shadow, so when you use your finger to press on shimmery eyeshadows, it definitely gives you more of a pigmented look, more vibrant. So I'm just alternating between my finger and the brush. I'm kind of using the brush to like soften the edges, and then my finger to press the shadow on. And I'm also gonna alternate between my other brushes as well, just to blend the green into the other shadows, into the browns. And you kind of just mess with this until you get it how you want it. I want a pop of color, I just don't want it too crazy looking. So for me, this is perfect. Doesn't that look cool? It's gonna look good when everything's all done. Okay, I'm gonna throw on some lashes, and for lashes today, I'm gonna use some good old trusty iconic lashes from House of Lash. I feel like you can never go wrong with these. Ever. Never, ever, ever. Okay, lashes are on, and I will finish this eye look with the lower lash line after I do my face. So, let's start the face. For primer, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I just like to scoop a little bit out with my nail, like the back side of my nail. I'm going to place it in my T-zone because that's where I want to focus it, and then I'm going to put a little bit down here and a little bit on my forehead. So I'm just going to rub this into my skin. I like to focus it in my T-zone area mainly and kind of like press it in a little bit. I have large pores, so I want to try to minimize those. And then whatever is left, I just like to drag it down my neck and like to the perimeter of my face. I really like this eye look, you guys. I like it a lot. Okay, for foundation, I'm going to use this foundation stick in Vanilla Beige. This is from Wet n Wild. And I'm just going to drag this onto my face. I'm going to use this big fluffy powder brush to blend out my foundation. This one is from Royal and Langnickel. You can use any big fluffy powder brush. I prefer a big fluffy powder brush for foundation because I just like the finish it gives me, and I also feel like it's quicker to use a big fluffy powder brush. Don't knock it till you try it, guys. I love doing my makeup when my hair is up in a ponytail like this because it's so easy. I don't have to like hold my hair out of the way. Can you tell I'm lazy? Wow, a foundation that finally matches me. I'm so pasty white right now, but this foundation looks nice. Okay, for concealer, I'm going to use this one. This is from CoverGirl. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer in the shade Golden Natural. This is a darker one than the one I used earlier for eyelid primer. This reminds me of Shape Tape because it has like the huge dofa applicator. I'm going to just put a little bit under my eyes to conceal my under eye area. And I'm going to blend as I go. To blend this, I'm going to use my Morphe E8 brush, and I'm just going to tap this into my skin. I'm really loving this combo, this foundation and concealer combo. This foundation is like really nice. It's like a little bit on the dewy side, but it like, my skin just looks really nice and like hydrated. Okay, I'm going to set my under eye area just a little bit, and to do that I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder. I like to use the shade Fair Light, and I'm just going to take the tiniest amount on my Real Techniques setting brush and just set my under eye area. I'm going to drag it down a little bit just to about here, and I'm also going to tap this on my nose. I like to set my nose because I feel like foundation, it doesn't matter what foundation I'm wearing, foundation always like slides off my nose. And this is my favorite setting powder. It's so good, and it's drugstore. I love it. This is already like my third thing of it. It's so good. And I don't really like to bake anymore. I feel like it makes me look too like cakey. I just like to put a really thin layer of setting powder. To contour my face, I'm going to use this e.l.f. bronzing palette. Looks like this. I'm pretty sure they still sell these, but I'm not 100% sure because I've literally had this one for years. It's probably expired and I should probably throw it away, but it still works, so I'm going to use it. But but it's so good. I'm gonna use this shade right here. And I'm taking this on my Too Faced powder brush. Honestly, this is a really good bronzing palette. I haven't used it in a really long time, but I know I used to love it. And it just gives a really nice, natural, soft contour. I really like it. This is a lighter contour shade in the palette, so it's not too harsh, but it still looks really nice, and these blend so nicely. And e.l.f. is super affordable. Gotta love e.l.f. I like to work with big powder brushes. Obviously, you've already seen me blend out my foundation with a big fluffy powder brush. I like to work with them just because I feel like they give such a like a diffused, soft, perfect blend looking finish. You know what I mean? If I was using like a smaller, denser brush to do my contour, it would give a harsher look. But I like to look like super, like, just like soft, you know what I mean? I don't want like harsh contour. And I like to just warm up the perimeter of my face. Also, I can afford to put some up here because my freaking, if you haven't already noticed, my forehead is freaking huge. Alright, for highlight, I'm going to use this. This is a liquid highlighter from The Balm. It's the Mary Luminizer Liquid Mary Luminizer liquid highlighter and all over illuminator. Now I'm going to take this onto my finger and just tap it onto my cheekbone. I used to use the applicator to apply it like directly to my face, but it dries so quick that I just like to take it right on my finger and just immediately start tapping it onto the skin. And obviously I've already laid down my setting powder and used a powder contour, but with my experience it works nicely over powder. I mean, obviously it works great without powder, but you can apply it over powder no problem, especially when you apply with your fingertip. I also like to put highlighter up here on my forehead, just kind of placing this in all the areas that the sun would hit, all the highest points of my face. Okay, my freaking skin looks so good. Like this combination of the freaking primer, the foundation, the concealer, the bronzer, the highlighter, like my skin looks so freaking good. Never done this combo before. I'm pretty glad that I did. Try to step out my comfort zone, you guys, because I've been using the same freaking products like all the time and I have so much makeup and I don't experiment with it. I don't know why. I just use the same old things over and over again, which I love, but I need to like step out of the box more. Okay, for blush, I'm going to use this Pac-Man blush palette from Wet n Wild. I think this is a limited edition palette, so I don't know if they even sell it still, but I'm going to use it today. And I'm going to use this like orangey blush right here, I think, yeah. Because the other ones are shimmery and I don't really want to use like a shimmery blush. I don't know. Just not super into a shimmery blush. Okay, using my Real Techniques tapered blush brush, I'm just going to apply this really lightly to the apples of my cheeks. I don't want a crazy blush today, just a light one. And I'm just kind of rolling it up and out. I want that like e-girl nose. You know how they have like the cute little like blushed nose? So I'm gonna apply some to my nose, like underneath, like, and then a little bit more to this side. It's getting a little heavy. I like to put a little bit blush up here too, just to give me like that sun-kissed look. And it is looking a little bit heavy, so I'm gonna take my foundation brush and just tap out that blush a little bit just to diffuse it so it's not too crazy looking. I'm kind of just blending it into everything else. Perfect. Honestly, could have even done fine without blush because my base looks so good, but blush is fine. What should I do for lipstick? I almost forgot about the lower lash line, so let's finish this eye look. I'm going to use that same shadow that I used for the crease. It's the one in this palette. It is this one right here. It's called Bucked. And I'm going to take it on the big fluffy shadow brush again, and I am just going to smoke out the lower lash line with this lighter brown shade. And I'm going to connect it right here to the shadow at the top. I love this eye look so much. I'm also going to take a little bit of that dark brown shadow. It's called Endgame. And I'm going to just lightly kind of just line my lower lashes towards the outer corner of my eye just to give the lower lash line a little bit more dimension and depth. Love it. And then I'm going to go in with the Damn Girl mascara from Too Faced, and I'm going to give these falsies a nice little coat. I like to do this just to blend the false lashes with my natural lashes, and I think I will add a little bit of mascara to the lower lashes as well, but I'm gonna focus it on the outer lashes, the lashes on the outer corner of my eye. Holy fuck, I'm literally obsessed with this eye look. Alright, let's move on to lips. For lips, I'm going to use my trusty old favorite lip liner. This is from NYX. This is the shade Natural. I literally use this every single day. I was just telling my girlfriend about this. This is like the only color and the only lip liner that I ever use. And I'm just going to overline my lips just a little bit. Okay, and for lip gloss, I'm going to use this one. This is the Gloss Angeles lip gloss from Smashbox, and it is in the shade Beachy Keen. Last but not least, I'm going to set my face with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Rose 3-in-1 Primer Water. This is a Prep, Set, and Refresh setting spray. It smells so good. It smells like roses, and I'm going to be really honest with you guys. This is a drugstore setting spray, but the nozzle, the sprayer is so good. It's like such a big, like it hits so much at once, you know what I mean? Because it's like such a big spray, but it's such a fine mist. It's like perfect. Also, don't make fun of my receding hairline, you guys. Like ever since childbirth, I don't know if you know this, but not everyone, but a lot of mothers, like your hair will fall out after like a few weeks or months after giving birth. And so like all this hair like right here like fell out. My hair thinned so much after having a baby, and it just never grew back. So when I pull my hair back in a ponytail, like you can really see it, and I hate it, but it is what it is. So anyways, that is it for this look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm freaking obsessed. I love the green so much. It's so cool. I love it. I hope you guys like it too. If you do, let me know by giving this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and come say what's up to me in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!